Hi YouTube, how are you? I had a pretty good day. It took me about an hour and a half to get my light up, but um yeah, it's up there. Measuring, so I had everything pretty well centered, I think. So yeah. When I move my desk, then it should be like behind me, and then I'll have lighting in front of me and behind me and above. So that should be pretty good. Maybe it'll be a little better. I mean, I think YouTube does what it wants to do with us as far as what our stuff looks like because from one video to the next in the same day, I've noticed that um, it's different. So yeah, but yeah, we got about I'd say about 5, 6 inches of snow. But if it had been it rained a lot first, so if that had all been snow, we would have probably got over a foot, I'm going to say. So, yeah, we lucked out kind of. And then they said it was going to be really cold today, and it was like 20 degrees, so it wasn't like a big deal or anything. So, I don't know. It was all right. So, yeah, I bet everybody's glad your work week is over. Yeah, I know I always was. Except places where I worked where there was rotating shifts, like um, night shift for 6 weeks, and then we'd have a day and an afternoon. That was a little rough. Hospitals and casinos, they're kind of good at doing that. And boy, one time when I was about 18 years old, I had worked two shifts in a row because somebody didn't show up. As far as consecutive days, I put in two rotating shifts like I did nights. I like the nights, so I do my nights, and then I'd started into doing somebody's days right after that. So yeah, I just about that made me sick, you know. So yeah, them rotating ones, they're really hard to handle. So did you hear that there's like 2,000 migrants in, I think it's Tijuana, and uh, I tried to put the J in there, but Giovanna, Giovanna, Tijuana, yeah. But anyway, over there, and it's going to take a month to process those people through, and there's a bit even larger caravan heading up from Honduras as we speak. So I don't know what they're going to do, but yeah, I don't know. Then if Trump don't get his money for his wall, he's going to shut down the government. So yeah, it's not like they haven't done that before. So. I mean, it is a bummer when you work for the government and you don't get your check, because like I was a lunch lady and that happened once. So, but it was only like about a week, not even. But, you know, still, if it set you back in your bills, luckily I didn't have anything like credit cards. I did have a house payment and that, electric and heat. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'd like to see them close the Federal Reserve because it isn't an entity of the United States anyway, and they just print money. But then what would people do? So like I'm ready for Christ to come on. Come on now. Let's go. Let's go home or make this our home. That's the way I feel in my heart. So, yeah. Well, I was thinking today about that mystery book that somebody held up, and If people don't know, um, I'll tell you, but I'd rather not say anybody's names, and I want them to keep my name out of their mouth too and my pictures off their site. But what kind of a Christian would hold up a mystery book and tell somebody to read it um, and not share that information with their fellow Christians? If I knew something you didn't, or you knew something I didn't, wouldn't you readily like be out here screaming it like, hey, people, listen to this, you know? Yeah, that's what an average bear would do. That's what the normal person would do. Yeah, they would. You know it. If you know something and you got a friend, the first thing you do, or your wife or husband or something, or a significant other, whatever, you go and you tell that person like automatically, immediately. That's what people that love each other do. So, if somebody's following somebody that does this gematria, which is a scam, um, started out as a tax scam, there's nothing more I can say, you know. And a mystery book, get real. Um, the Word of God is written on our hearts, and when we read our Bible, we know that's true. There's no other mysteries to that. There's nothing no other human being knows that we don't know. The only thing they know is how to trick and try and confuse and sway your better judgment and take you off task as far as Christ is concerned. That's the only thing they're out there for, is to cause a rift, cause confusion, and sway a person's better judgment. So yes, so much for that mystery book, which is actually the Kabbalah, the key, is what they call it. Um, that's exactly what that is, what that's called. And that is full of it's got it's got spells in there literally. It's got explanations on incubus, succubus. It's got mind control features in there. It's got um, basically it's a manual on how to control other human beings. That's the bottom line of the whole thing. Seriously so. Now, on one hand, it's good to read all the information you can get your hands on about the opposition, see what they're doing and how they do it. So that's why I am so strong like that, because I know what they do, you know. 007, if you're watching, I heard your rendition of I Believe in Angels by ABBA. Do you know the significance of the bisexual nature of the term ABBA from ancient times? Just wondering. Um, I may look that up. I won't be, dispute the issue or nothing tonight, but um, I know all the names of the Baphomet, you know, Satan, devil, whatever. So, and that's one of them. So, just telling you, um, I may look it up sometime. I thought about it, but I already know, so I don't need to look it up, see where I'm going with that, you know. And then when you go out here on the web, if you just take the first example, it may be just the band, but at first, when I was younger, I thought the significance of the name meant more because there was a couple guys and a couple girls in the band. But then I read more into their meaning of the word and why they named their band that. And I already knew from the list of devils that I read a long time ago who was what anyway. So I thought it was just a fad, when I was younger. So anyway, that was a really, really good rendition. As a matter of fact, I liked it better than the original. I kind of got sick of them. I get that stupid song Fernando stuck in my head, you know. Yeah. Oh, they're a good band. I, in fact, used to be one of my favorite. When I was 17, Dancing Queen came out. That's kind of remarkable because I was too. you know, I love to dance. Let's see what else is going on today. Oh yeah, watched Lionel like usual. Um, he had a really good time last night. He kind of went off topic and he was talking about different things they eat and him and his wife and well, and then I had talked about the putrid smell of the so-called elite. And then, he was like, certain people, he's like an old man, like they're musty or whatever, but no, this is beyond that. And then somebody mentioned old flower water. If you know, when you have flowers in water and don't change it, if it's like hot outside or something, just like within a day or so, it's like rank. So you have kind of like what's the word? Dang it. Okay, just a second. Oh, like a matter mixed with water, putrid water. Well, anyway, it's like a swamp, basically. But worse. To me, I would describe it more as uh, my uncle's car because he was a mortician. It smells like and working in a retirement home, it smells like a tinge of death. So, depending on how they take care of themselves and their hygiene, but sometimes that won't even help because their practices in life and their thoughts literally give them a foul odor. So, and then if you mix that with like cologne or perfume or something, it's like, my God, you know. So, stinky little Satanist. Better believe it. That's not just a guess, that's a fact, you know. Yeah, when they're younger, it's not as bad, but when they get older, it can be problematic. Oh, there goes my camera changing again. Okay, go ahead and change. Do whatever you want. Oh, let's see. Oh, I just did usual things today. I did laundry, got wood in, fed my animals, and hung out outside a little bit. It was kind of nice. I liked it. Once the storm started passing about 10 o'clock this morning, the sun would peek out every once in a while. So, excuse me, it really wasn't that bad. You know, a narcissist will never give you an apology, but I did get a pretty pink t shirt today, you know. Or if they do, it's like fake, like, oh, get out fake, that type of thing. So, but really, my main topic today is why would somebody with a mystery book that claims they are a Christian, um, why would they hold that information from their fellow human being? can't think of anybody that would. Would you? I mean, I would make notes like I do, you know, on like talking points, you know. Oops. Oh, yeah. Like, do you humble yourself for others or just God, you know? Little notes to myself. Um, so when I get on here, I can remember all the things that I want to cover, or at least examine it again and think, well, do I need to talk about this today? What are the issues out in the world? You know, what's going on with other people? So, um, gotta watch out for those people with beady eyes like this or shifty, you know, looking all over. And, you know, shyness is one thing, but if you can look in the camera and swear like a devil and yell at other human beings like a vile piece of filth, then you most certainly can look in the camera with love in your eyes for your fellow human beings and tell us your secrets, right? That's the way I feel about that. So, yeah, I might be naming names again. I'm kind of beyond caring about what anybody calls me anymore. So, oh, is anybody else getting any snow? I saw it was raining. It looked like it was raining in Pennsylvania today. So, you guys been getting a lot of rain. You usually have snow by now, don't you? I would say. Pretty sure for Christmas. Today is my oldest step grandson's birthday. I do believe he's 20. That's pretty cool. And then his brother is going to be 17, I think. I think it's March 7th. But my granddaughter, Joya, will be 6 the 5th of January. So I got her a real cool card. Gonna put some money in it. It's one of them ones that plays music and all that. And I might send her. I've got a music box collection, and I've been sending her certain like precious moment figurines that are musical. So I've got the next one is a little boy and a girl with a horse. And then I've got one that's, so I think I'll wait a little bit, even though she already did go horseback riding. But, and then I do have one that, they're a wedding set in that same set. So, yeah, I've sent her a couple of them so far. So, I got a lot of music boxes, all different kinds, wooden ones, metal ones, glass, alabaster, um, ceramic, um, all kinds, brass, glass, plastic. See, yeah, a lot of them. It's just more to dust, actually, to tell you the truth. Huh. So, like some of them are birds, and you know, I like the ones that are like boxes, or I have these two little baby grand pianos that each play different tunes. And then, like this wooden bell I have plays like a Dutch tune. And then I've got a German one that's in a tin box that's hand painted and it's got metal work on it, tooling, and that's pretty. And all different ones, but yeah. Oh, this muscle. Sometimes it hurts a little bit. You'll see me grab it. That's where Doug. I caught him out of a tree. He had a chainsaw. And he said I should have let him drop, but yeah. Well, I broke my shoulder and my arm, but I'm much better now. It's been a couple years, I guess. So, but I still feel it. It's like any injury. It's there. So, yeah, I got oh, I did have nerve ending problems with it, but I pretty much got that cured. Boy, them Illuminati creeps too. They like to play with them nerve endings. If you have an injury, they know just the tone of voice that will hit that injured spot in your body. They practice this craft, you know, all kinds of angles to get at a person, you know. Yeah, those are like different chants and different religious aspects of things. Actually lower the human vibration. Church hymns, for the most part, are set there with the voices to lower your vibration. In one aspect of going to church, you may feel like a camaraderie and a closeness to the other people that were going there. But if you think about it in all reality, you have this guy or gal up there and they're telling you their version of the Bible, which we all do. I mean, we speak our minds, but if we're like minded, it's not far fetched, but they're not speaking the pertinent points. You'll never hear them carry the deadly sins, the seven deadly sins. You'll never hear them mention them because we all do them. So it's like they avoid them like the freaking plague. And they never, of course, are going to tell you that Jesus said to, um, you know, you don't pay anybody to give you advice like that. And the money changers and the tax people, and you know, so yeah, they don't tell you all that stuff in church. And they don't tell you that you can only get to the Father through Jesus Christ. And these priests, um, they leave Jesus Christ right out of it when they think they're communing with the Father in your behalf. And that's a big freaking no-no, you know. And they pray to the Virgin Mary, which is asinine, in my opinion. You know, I want to talk to the big guy. You know, I want to talk to our Father through Jesus Christ. It's just kind of like if I was sleeping and my grandkid wanted to talk to me, maybe the parent would come in and say, "Hey, such and such wants to talk to you or tell you this right now." And I'd be like, "Thank you." But if the little kid just come barging in and I was at peace and quiet, it might be a radical affair, you know, when somebody's literally that busy with everybody, you know, because he feels every one of us. Imagine an expanse of the mind so great that you create with sound or destroy with sound. That's what the Kabbal's really good at. So, oh yeah, they like to be noisy. They like to ruffle your feathers any way they can, like clicking pens, dropping keys, rattling their change, flashing their rings. I mean, no offense, I used to show my ring off, but, because I was proud, whatever. But, using it like a magician would to hypnotize, you know. So I seen somebody that won't share information with us with a ring on. Well, that's well and fine. You should wash it, buddy, if you're so proud of it. You know, that's tells me a lot. You women know for sure, especially that uh we don't go flashing our ring when we haven't cleaned it. You know, and I know. That's a fact. You go out and you shine it up. And, yeah. I used to clean both of ours, and just, but I took them away because if somebody's not worthy to be wearing my ring, you're not walking out of this life of mine representing me like crud, you know. So, yeah, because the deal breaker for me, I mean, this is my marriage, my life. The deal breaker for me was it's not even all the shenanigans and baloney and stuff. It's the issue that if somebody tells me they're a Christian and I find out they're not, they can say it as loud as they want to say it because I know even Satan knows God, So, of course, he believes in God. Satan himself could say, I believe in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, which he has, you know. So, I mean, if he can say it, anybody else could say it. That's why I'm, like I say, I'm up in my game. I would rather lose my soul than be a liar. So, may God guide everything I say. Total armor of God. And all of you listening to me, God bless your words and your thoughts and your weekend. And it's not really an issue to say, I want to hear, you know what? Tell SJD, I keep saying, Steve, if you're watching, I just want to hear you say, you would rather lose your soul than be a liar. Even I would rather die than lie because it rhymed. I used to say that, but I upped it, you know. So if you trust and have faith that God's got your soul covered, that you have faith and you're covered, then what difference would it make? And if you're a Satanist, what difference would it make? You know, that's just more armor, you know, unless you think you're sneaky. I know a few that think they're sneaky, but you can't sneak around me. Sneaky snakes, you know. Well, that's probably about it. I just really want people that watch that gematria guy with his mystery book and why wouldn't the so-called first Adam, uh, bin Laden, uh, why wouldn't this person say, I'd rather die than lie, or I'd rather lose my soul? Why wouldn't this person offer an apology or talk to me and say, I didn't like what you implied? I mean, write to me and talk like a gentleman. A Christian man would do that. Oh, you darn right they would. I've sat down with friends and we've had talks. First, it could start out a little bit heated and we're about ready to like duke it out. And then after a little bit, things calm down. We're back to laughing. There's still kind of a salty feeling from being salty because Satan's always trying to get at you like that. But if you can just like, you know, and then things go calm down and you're even closer than ever. That's the way it's supposed to work. So if people can't work things out like that, there's somebody else doing the thinking, you know, on one side. Because when I offer come back, you know, talk, and extend my love and friendship, and somebody doesn't, well, that's all that she wrote, you know, seriously so. And language is everything, everything. People can pretend that something is proper when it's improper, and we know it. But that's the least of it. I'm talking about the lies. I'm talking about these mystery books that no friend of mine would keep from me. And Jesus Christ is my friend. He would never, ever hold up a mystery book over one eye and say, you got to read this, you know? No way. Yeah, use that, satyrs, whatever you want to do. That's not permission. um, because I know somebody said, like, yeah, we gotta, like, um, kind of leave things alone or whatever. If I'm left alone, I'll leave people alone. But I was lied about. And so I'm not leaving this person alone. Um, he may be lonely, but it's a lot lonelier when you're strong in Christ. You don't have very many friends. If you do, you're so lucky, just fortunate. But from what I've noticed, most people don't even have family or friends or anybody. There's a couple people, but yeah, in some ways, I see a bunch of sellouts, like settling for less than what we really want. I just can't do that, you know. I really can't in friendships or nothing. I just can't. I don't know. Don't know what to tell you. But yeah. Oh, I don't know. I guess like I say, that's just my main theme of the day is mystery. Why not say if you love everybody? You know, that's what my talking point, my footnote for the day is. There's absolutely no reason. You know. Well, um, yeah, I was gonna put his name on it, But not today, Steve, not today. Another day. Yeah. So, yes, I saw that robe your daddy bought you. That's what Masons do. They buy somebody a robe because they're cold. They all do, too. They really do. They'll buy you sweaters and robes. Yeah. So we will know when daddy goes home, you know. So, or somebody runs out of drug money, one of the two, something's wrong. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't quite put my finger on that yet. Maybe because of all the excess that happened in somebody's younger life, but something's hindering Christ from getting in a lot of people's hearts. Well, it's Satan, of course, but I mean their actions and what they've done and the way they live their lives and what they're all about, you know. That makes us who we are today, you know, and tomorrow. So, yeah. So really, if I said something weird and somebody said that's odd, I would have said, well, this is why I say that like this. It's like if you go back to, like even way back, I think it's, I don't know if it's Sicilian or, some back in the Italian or Latin. It's a Latin term, macaroni, of course, but it means blessed. And so I would call like a lot of my little animals macaronis, and you know, so yeah, words. Words mean a lot. And so if I had said something like that and somebody said, well, that's odd, I would respond by not, you're transgender, gay bite, MFer, creep. Um, no, I would say, well, the reason I say this is because of that. And I could still say, well, that still seems odd to me. And I could say, but if you take it back in language, this is exactly what it means. So, yeah. And slang means things too. Did you know that there's actual dictionary of slang, American slang? That's interesting too. So, yeah, Lionel suggested learning a word of the day every day. Well, I don't know about every day, but I used to get Reader's Digest, and they would have the jokes and the word of the day and stuff in the back of there. And yeah, I love learning new words. That's for sure. They all connect. They're adjectives of that one or that one. So if you look at the adjectives sometimes too, you'll learn a lot about how the cabal thinks, you know. So I wouldn't bypass it. I just kind of exactly look down to the second and third definition and find out where that word comes from. If it says GR, it's Greek or Hebrew, HBR, or an H in some dictionaries, and then you'll have like uh, LT for Latin, I do believe, and A for Aramaic. Um, Sanskrit is S. So when you're reading like the dictionary and correlating words through the Bible, it's really nice to find out where the root of that word came from. And the definitions of it could go like an adjective might have a hidden meaning, like just reverse that. And that's always what that is anyway. But there might be something in there, another word that goes adjacent to that, which is an adjective off adjective. Do you see what I mean? Like words go so very deep. And if they're using it against us, and a lot of it's like upside down, backwards language, like love or evil, them two, reversed. It's like that type of thing like that. So just things to be aware of when you're looking at words, and when somebody wants to battle words or wits with me, you're on. You got it any day, except for Lionel. So, yeah, he might be the only practicing attorney. He's been for 35 years that I would probably trust. I would never, in fact, I represented myself a couple of times, well, more than a couple. So I'd go in and look at the law library, look up the statutes, and take care of business by myself. Did that one time. A chick was trying to get me in some. We got into a little kerfuffle at a sawmill I was working at, and I had all her witnesses in this little town have to sit outside in the oh courthouse, outside of the courtroom. Well, she was in there testifying, and the same with me, and then they came in one at a time, and so did mine, so each one of them could not converse or correlate any of their stories of what was being said, and I won my case because of it. So it's a good thing I went up in and looked in that library, law library, for myself. That's really important. Even if you have an attorney, it doesn't hurt to go look up everything for yourself and decipher what's best. So deciding for yourself. All right, everybody, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for joining me. And Michelle, cute pictures on Facebook. Thanks for sharing. I'll talk to everybody tomorrow. I'll be back. Peace. Love from Pine City, Minnesota. U.S.